Dr. Jacques Faul, well-known sporting executive in the South African sporting fraternity, currently CEO of Titans, and they've been performing exceptionally well the last number of years. I know Dr. Faul also from his Northwestern. He grew up in our province, born and bred proudly Northwest guy. He also had a stint in the warm chair of as acting CEO of Cricket South Africa. So been there, done that, and still not stopping. Jacques, welcome to our business school chat on this Bon special edition, and we know you can share a lot of wisdom with us, and nice having you aboard. As you know, that we rebranded ourselves, and we saying shaping executive minds in Africa. I know your franchise also do visit a number of African countries and participate in whatever form, and you sat on many higher seats in this sporting fraternity. So once again, welcome, Jacques.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to have a chat. Nice to have a chat about cricket, sport, and Africa. Like you said, we do have an African focus and a Titans international focus, Ronnie. So nice to have this chat with you.
Great. My first question, Jacques, is if you think about the whole continent, and we spoke about the African Union and such, it's a bit challenging, but what is the development mandate for organized sport in Africa?
I think, Ronnie, it's probably best to start and compare it with the rest of the world to see what is the difference between the African way in sport and the rest of the world. I think the first difference is that other countries, Americas and Europe and even Asia to a certain extent, seems to have more of a multi-coded approach. And bear in mind that I think India is still very cricket focused as well, but Africa seemed to embrace soccer and roll out soccer as professional sport. Kenya has done well with athletics, but the first difference is that you don't see a multi-coded approach to professional sport in Africa, which of course is great blue ocean for you and blue ocean for cricket. The ICC has over the years focused on cricket in Africa. They've got an office that drives it. It's been mostly been successful in South Africa and Zimbabwe to a certain extent, and lately Namibia has done exceptionally well. They were the associate of the year, and previous to that, Kenya, of course, was a great cricketing nation, making the playoffs in the 2003 World Cup. So the opportunity that we see is that you can roll out cricket in Africa. Africa has also got a big Asian community which loves and embraces cricket. But if you truly want to roll it out, I think, Ronnie, the key is to take it to African people. And the first country, sub-Saharan, that gets that right, I think will do well. So from a Titans International, we also mirror our sponsors. We currently got a sponsor that's Nigerian-based, which is exciting because, there's a big population. We also are co-owned by a broadcaster, and they operate within Africa. We see huge opportunities to commercialize sport and to let Africa also experience the value of a sporting industry. In 2018, the sponsorship market was already around $65 billion. It's a huge industry. Sports, big business. So yeah, we're quite excited to reach into Africa, as you probably could hear, because I can't stop talking about it as well.
No, Jacques, thank you for that. Another issue what comes to mind is what do you see in general as a business executive in commercial sport? What do you see for sport as a collective? What is the challenges that you guys face?
I look, sports as part of the economy as any other industry. So firstly, it needs consumers. You got to create a consumer offering. That's the first one. And in sport, you need infrastructure. Cricket, you need infrastructure. I think sport, different to probably other industries, is something that needs a pipeline. It needs to grow from school straight through to your tertiary institutions, right up to professional sport. So, that is a challenge for you. You cannot start just by having a professional league. You need spectators, you need consumers in the true sense. That means, you got to start off de novo within Africa. But, again, what a great opportunity. It's not like India played cricket before it was introduced to them by, the English. And what a great cricket nation they've become, actually beating the English at that. Although it seems like most people beat England at things they invented. So there's opportunity. There's also, I guess, a roadmap if you look at sports that's been introduced years ago in certain areas. But you need, I guess, a certain level of stability, a certain level of financial investment for it to work, and then know-how. For me, and this is where business school plays a massive role. I've seen it. I've done some work for the ICC in certain of the countries. I want to use Namibia as a good example, a classically trained new CEO there that is doing wonders. Like I said, they were Associate of the Year, but he understands basic business principles. So you've got to upskill sports executives, as you should upskill any industry's executives to bring the best out of them, and even more so sport. So for me, sport sometimes come from sport itself. Ronnie, both you and me played for our lovely province, and in cricket you end up as a sports administrator because you can't play for the Proteas. So that's my story. But I had to go and study.
Almost made a joke.
So I had to go and study to be able to do my job. So I think people underestimate formal training for sports executives because it is a complex environment. It's definitely rooted in certain economic and management principles, and if you can master that, you give you just a better chance of rolling out quite a complex and difficult project in bringing sport to Africa.
Yeah, exactly. Jacques, then a final question. Let's take government out of the equation. I think we should do, as business executives, that's what we need to do without asking government, because they're also sitting with the opportunity cost and allocating so much for hospitals, so much for clinics, and etc. etc. So what do you think can business executives in sport, management-wise and leadership-wise, what can they do as a sporting coach for themselves to address this issue, to resolve the issue?
I think you've raised a very key issue, and probably the difference between how the Americas and Europe would view professional sport. Governments in Africa has got huge social responsibility and issues that they got to deal with. It's difficult to build an Olympic-sized swimming pool if you don't have running water. And that's not going to change in the foreseeable future. So the English Premier League, which is a fantastic league, doesn't need government support to roll out as a league, and that's the first, I think, realization that business leaders needs to do. If big business in Southern Africa and the rest of Africa don't embrace sport and find a way of rolling it out, it's not going to happen. That's a reality. It hasn't happened before. Government should assist where possible, but if that is going to be the cornerstone of the rollout of professional sport in Africa, I don't think it's going to happen. Sports people and your business executives has got a recipe where it's worked. I've just said that in 2018 it was already a 65 billion rand sponsorship, $1 billion sponsorship, a little bit more than rand, dollar a product in sponsorship. So it works for somebody. There's no reason why it can't work in Africa. There's huge numbers in Africa. The value that sports bring to a business, it's not a new formula. What Africa has got to invent for themselves is we got to roll it out. We shouldn't wait for business or for government to roll it out. Business themselves has got to see the opportunities. I think it's forthcoming. We've seen some very positive signs in the past as people realize the benefit of sport for a community, from juniors, the advantages of exercises, the advantages for a nation. I think sport's a good example in South Africa, how it can unite a nation. So, sport can do a lot for Africa. Africa is also a fairy tale. Whenever African team or athlete competes on the world stage, we're right behind them. I do think that business and sport should prioritize. If you want to roll out professional sport, it needs to be a priority for your business. I think it would be forthcoming. And that's my wish for Africa, that one day you can be a professional swimmer, a professional golfer, a professional cricketer, and a professional rugby player, sub-Saharan. That's only going to happen if business executives do that. Business executives also got, I think, a lot of know-how, a lot of networking, and a lot of capacity to roll this out. For me, the cement would be passion. We need somebody that's passionate about sport, and there's nothing as great as seeing your country's flag on a podium, or your country winning a game on the world stage. I don't think you can replace that feeling that it brings when your team sings a national anthem. So for me, it is a responsibility of business, and I hope, and I can only plead that there's big business people out there that would share such a vision, because sport's got a lot to offer. It's actually the last fairy tale if you think about it.
Exactly. Dr. Jacques, Faul, on my wishing list is whenever we travel Africa, and we must be astonished by all the cricket facilities, the soccer facilities, because, with all these socioeconomic issues, we tend to forget about the recreational value of sport. Take your mind off these challenges, and it also stabilizes communities. So yes, going forward, I hope you will make a difference, and I know you will make a difference. And from my side, Jacques, thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you for your valuable insights, and best wishes for your future endeavors.
Thank you. A dream starts with a dream, Prof. Ronnie, so let's hope.